Hi, I'm Tyler Augst, and I'm a Government and Community Vitality Educator with Michigan State University Extension. And I'm here at Public Media Network today to talk a little bit about the City of Kalamazoo's government and some of the types of government in Michigan. So what is a city in Michigan? A city is a whole nother category of local government that actually removes the community from the township. So whereas villages were kind of layered over the top, a city takes that area out of the township's control. So now the city takes over those things that townships would normally do. Things like assessing, tax collection, elections, as well as a bunch of additional services that cities offer. Generally, when we look at cities in Michigan, the city charter is going to outline the specifics of that city government. These charters are locally written and then voted on through local referendums. A good way to think about a city charter is kind of like the rules for your city. It's the document that outlines sort of how are we going to do this business of city government. Generally, we have two broad buckets that we put structures or forms of city government into here in Michigan. The first is a council manager structure, where you have the city council that makes policy decisions, and then a professional city manager who handles the day-to-day operations of the city, makes recommendations. The city manager would be appointed by council. And again, that idea of having a trained expert in municipal management leading the organization in the day-to-day. Nearly 200 cities in Michigan are using this type of structure, according to the Michigan Municipal League. The second key structure we see is what's called the mayor-council structure. And this is where there is an elected mayor that has some potential additional responsibilities. It could be a strong mayor that is directly elected, appoints and removes administrative officials, has some veto powers. Strong mayors, usually it's kind of a full-time job. So it comes with a salary and the expectation that you're working 40 hours a week or more for your city. You see this more in larger cities in Michigan. What's maybe more common among smaller cities and mirrors what we see in villages is called the weak mayor council form. And this is where the mayor is a member of the council, but leads those meetings and serves as the chief administrator. They'll still have department heads that do things, but that mayor has some of that administrative responsibilities there. About half of our home rule cities have mayors that are directly elected. You also are going to have council members filling out that city council. The key thing when it comes to roles in a city is go to your city charter. That is where it's going to spell out what those different roles are, how they are selected, if they're appointed, if they're elected, what the duties are, and really give you a lot of key information on how your city government is going to be run. We also have a lot of staff in these cities. I think we're getting to bigger governments. You may have a whole departments in cities, and they have department heads that may come up in the city charter. Again, you get that local choice here, that home rule with cities. So going to that charter is going to show you what decisions your community has made about how it wants to be governed. Looking at the City of Kalamazoo, what are the different roles that City of Kalamazoo's charter lays out for its elected officials and key staff? First, we have the mayor. The mayor here is leading the city, running the city commission meetings, but they're not the only one up there. They will also have 6 commissioners rounding out their 7-person body. That's the legislative body for the city. Those 6 commissioners, one of them will be selected as a vice mayor. The vice mayor is either the highest vote getter from the election, or somebody else from the commission can be chosen if they don't want to be vice mayor. That city commission is in charge of choosing some of the key staff for the city. So they will choose things like the city manager, the city clerk, an attorney, an assessor, and the various directors of the different departments that the City of Kalamazoo has to lead the day-to-day operations of those departments, and in the case of the city manager, the city as a whole. If you do live in a city, check out your city charter. It's going to give you a lot of information about the specifics of your area in Michigan.